Minnesota Vikings. Get strapped in. It's just about time to get the party started. And we are underway from downtown Minneapolis. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. They start the drive with Cook. And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it. And it's second down. The Vikings here hosting Green Bay in the season opener. And they've got one of those quirks in the schedule that is going to work in their favor. They play all three of their division home games in the first 5 weeks of the year. After Green Bay today, they'll host Detroit in week 3 and then Chicago in week 5. Eluding the pressure right. Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jair Alexander. He's just got to be thinking, I hope that's not a harbinger of things to come. Very first pass of the afternoon picked.
And where do you go from here? Because when you start that way, do you allow that to seep into you and stay with you the rest of the game? Or do you find a way out of it? We're going to find out.
So after the INT, it's Rodgers. Into a sea of defenders and intercepted. Picked off by Lewis. And the Vikings are going to get the football here as he gets this up past the 20-yard line. Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run. And let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down. Otherwise, it's going to be a long afternoon.
And out across midfield, down to the 45. That's good for 21 yards on the catch and run.
This was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
Offense was moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they earned a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
On second down, Cook. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
I think sometimes when you're trying to get after the quarterback, maybe it's better to be lucky than great, because I think on that one, he's just trying to get upfield and rush the passer. Instead, the tackle for the loss landed right in his lap.
Backed up here, tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first.
All right, now here we go.
On 3rd down, Cousins. That's complete to Justin Jefferson. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. That 3rd down conversion good for 23. First down, here's the run with Cook. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Throwing is Cousins. Touchdown, Vikings! Adam Thielen with career touchdown number 60. And the Vikings take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown. point after, right down the middle. And it's now a 7-0 game. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others. Where they think they have an advantage, dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
And they'll keep on the ground with Jones. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. To throw is Rodgers. This one swung out here to Jones. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48. He's already proven to be a factor in the running game on this drive. Now he gets involved in the passing game.
I think what we're seeing here is the modern version of workhorse in the NFL, being able to run it and catch it with equal proficiency.
He has it complete to Christian Watson. Touchdown, Packers! Christian Watson, his first NFL reception, goes for 6. And the Packers are within an extra point of tying up this ball game. And Johnson's extra point up and good. And we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. Kene Nwangu now out of his end zone. And ultimately he stopped right where he would have been. Gone down to a knee at the 25. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And Charles, nothing like squaring off with a division opponent, a division rival in week 1. Do you like that they are matching? And now this is intercepted. My goodness. And into the end zone. It's a pick-6 and a Packer touchdown. Now, the offense, they had really not been able to mount anything yet on that drive, and the defense made sure they couldn't mount anything. The interception and the return adding 6 to the scoreboard.
And that's no small return for a linebacker partner. He took matters into his own hands and his legs on that pick. And once he had it, I don't think anyone on the field could have stopped him.
Nwangu now from his end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 16-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Remember, they were just out here a moment ago and threw the pick six, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
And sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick six and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines. You're not hearing everyone say, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
They run again on first down. Cook. And some room to work. And now off to the races down the right side. Touchdown, Vikings. Dalvin Cook, 42 yards. And the Vikings are an extra point away from drawing level. Extra point splits the uprights. And we are tied at 14. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. We have seen a lot of points here in this quarter. For us up here in the booth, it's been fun to watch. The defensive coordinators probably scratching their heads.
Yeah, they're going a little bit crazy right now. But let's face it, all of our friends who play fantasy, they're enjoying the heck out of this show because most of them are creating and getting a bunch of points.
Yeah, points certainly not at a premium here. Now a first down carry by Jones. Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37. The last run got 6. Now 2nd and 4. Again, it's Jones. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39. They got 2 of the 3 they needed there. Leaves them with 3rd and just a yard. Pretty entertaining start. 14 all the score on EA Sports. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. They'll try and run for it with Jones. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 44 yards rushing for him now, and he's carried the ball just 5 times.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
They fake the give. Now Rodgers. And he'll let this go deep for Lazard. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Early on, the running game's been working well, and the offensive line has been pleased by that. The thought process there, catch those safeties creeping up, trying to help against the running game. They tried to hit them over the top, unsuccessfully.
On second down, it's Jones. He'll get only a couple down to the 44.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
And now on third down, they'll need to get it to the 36 to pick up the first. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. 7th play of the drive, forthcoming on 3rd and 8. Working from the gun, Rodgers. The left side completion to Jones. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 29-yard line. Give him 15 there, and the Packers have a first. On first down, Rodgers. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Eric Kendricks. And the Vikings are going to take possession of the football. So that changes things. You get the interception, and then to boot, a good return tacked on.
And really it was down to him versus the quarterback on the return, and that's one you would think the defender would win. But a nice job there of seeing the play all the way to the end and making the tackle by the QB.
Cousins gives way to Cook. And a 5-yard gain as he's down inside the 30 to the 28-yard line.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
On second down, it's Cook again. And he'll take this down just shy of the 25-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead him to third down.
Now that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater, he just made a great play there.
And he'll be touched down here, but not before he does pick up the first.
Well, someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something? A lot has been power running. They decided to turn him loose again on third down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards. They'll try to throw now. Cousins. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Okay, was it a breakdown in protection? Did the running back not pick him up? What does it really matter? Sometimes it's just a great play made by the defense. Big-time sack.
Another try after the first down sack. Cousins. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on third down.
It's another zone defense. It looks like it's open for possibilities, but they did a nice job patrolling the middle of the field and forcing an incompletion.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. To throw is Cousins. And that will be incomplete.
Nice back-to-back plays defensively. They're stacking momentum now. One incompletion, two incompletion. They're going for more.
And this one is right down Broadway. And they take a 17-14 lead. So they get the turnover in plus territory. The drive stalls out, but still able to get 3 out of that.
Yeah, we were able to see an offense and a defense kind of mix and match with each other, didn't we? Both of them trying to make sure that they have the upper hand and the advantage. Offense trying to get to the end zone. Defense, of course, trying to hold them to a field goal attempt. And it wasn't a guaranteed lock 3 from where they started. So, you know, the offense has to be happy to come away with those 3 points.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They'll start the drive with a carry by Jones. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Here's Rodgers to throw. The throw complete to the tight end, Tunyon.
Obviously, this has not been a banner game throwing the football. So what you got to do, you got to kind of down focus, don't you think? Find the tight end, take some easier completions.
The interception last drive. There he hits the reliable target. On third down, here's Jones. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Play action. Now it's Rodgers. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Say hello to Eric Kendricks. He gets the sack there.
There's a reason inside linebackers are often captains of a defense. They call the signals. They have the opportunity to affect the game in coverage, against the run, and, of course, on blitzes. Living in the best of both worlds here. Already has an interception. Now he gets to record a sack, too.
Now, following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Here's a ball thrown right side and complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Throwing on 1st down is Rodgers. And he'll let this go deep for Lazard. And Rodgers intercepted a 3rd time. It's Cameron Dantzler who picks it. And the Vikings are going to take over at their own 11-yard line. A nightmare of the first half for them. That's now 3 interceptions. But Charles, with his talent, if anyone can shake this off and right the ship, it's him.
I agree, because you don't get to be one of the best quarterbacks in the league without developing some major mental toughness. So I expect him to go to the locker room at halftime, hit the reset button, and come out a new guy in half number 2.
And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. A good pickup there, 26 yards. One play has him to the 37 here for 1st and 10. To throw, Cousins. Throw left side on target to Thielen. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43.
A 6-yard gain brings up 2nd and 4 at the 43-yard line.
Line of scrimmage, the 43 on 2nd and 4. Cousins. That's to Dalvin Cook, his running back. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. A 1st down throw for Cousins. And they're going to get him. He's taken down for a sack back at the 47-yard line. Quay Walker, that is one that he will remember. His 1st career sack in his 1st career game in the National Football League. After the sack on 1st down, Cousins. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Justin Jefferson as the first half is winding down. And the Vikings will extend their lead here just before halftime. Extra point right down the middle. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. But this will fortunately wind up out of bounds. You can almost see inside his face mask there the look of relief. He coughed it up, but it goes out of bounds. They keep it.
Someone carrying around the lucky horseshoe, aren't they? If I were him, I'd go out and play the lottery after that one. A very fortunate man.
And they're operating in plus territory here. They're thinking points. Definitely don't want to lose the football at this juncture. Well, he's got some breathing room. And with the clock reading zeros, he is into the end zone. What an exclamation mark to the end of this 2nd quarter.
Indeed. Indeed.
And here on the road, that could be a huge score for their morale in the 2nd half.
Every team has confidence going into the start of games. But sometimes you get it rocked a little bit, and it certainly applies here for them. But guess what? Just what you said. This touchdown can give them their belief back that they can win in the 2nd half.
And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon, getting set for quarter number 3 here. We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the 2nd half. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. Boy, you always hate to see injuries, especially tough here in week 1. Just hoping this is nothing serious. We'll take a quick timeout. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Well, Charles, in that first half, we saw a fair amount of offense on both sides of the football, and now the team trailing here will start with it in the third quarter.
And we both know this coach pretty darn well, don't we? Because his game planning is always on point. And now that he's getting the ball to start the second half, how about all the offense that you already referenced in the first half? He'll put that all together and come out with something really strong, I believe, to get things going here in the third quarter.
They'll go again to Jones. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
That play reminded me a lot of a former teammate of mine. We used to call him the trash man. His ability to sift through traffic and make plays was uncanny.
And that's exactly what you want from your Mike linebacker. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Throwing now is Rodgers. He'll drop this underneath for Jones. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45.
But they certainly had success throughout this contest, getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another first down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
On play action, it's Rodgers. He's got a man, complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Into the red zone, it's Rodgers. Touchdown, Packers. Robert Tonyan, a 16-yard touchdown. And the Packers have taken the lead as they go right down the field and score on the opening drive of the second half. And Johnson's extra point up and good. And that will make this a 4-point game. So the Packer kickoff team set to go as they will kick this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And they'll be working from behind now following the touchdown a moment ago on the opening drive of the half.
I think the guys right now, as they go out on offense, they're zeroing in on one big key. They don't have to do anything differently just because they're down on the scoreboard now. The intent still the same in what they plan to do on offense.
135 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. Adrian Amos up to make the tackle.
They went right back to him, but he pretty much had nowhere to go on that play.
Yeah, the previous carry looked pretty good. That one, maybe he was a little tired. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he should have tapped out and had a second back come in and maybe make that run. Who knows?
On 2nd and 9, Cousins. That's caught by the big tight end, T.J. Hockenson. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 22-yard line. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
Cousins now to throw on first down. Throwing for Smith on the out route, and it's caught. And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. Getting the ball is Cook running left. And here he'll get it down to the 7. 6 yards on the pickup, and it leaves him with a 1st and goal.
And Brandon, you know that expression? He just does what he does. It sounds trite, doesn't it? But in this case, it's perfectly apt. This is one of the better runners in the NFL. And all he does is just find avenues, find ways to pick up key first downs and big runs.
And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pickup of 3.
That's good power football on 1st and goal. A lot of teams will throw from there. But that's a nice job to chew up a few more yards and get yourself closer to the goal line.
Cousins gets this one out wide quickly. Touchdown! Kirk Cousins with 3 touchdown passes now in the afternoon. And the Vikings have retaken a 3rd quarter lead. Point after, right down the middle. And that gives them a 3-point lead. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They had gotten the lead with the opening drive touchdown in the 3rd quarter. Now they relinquish that lead back. Could be in for an interesting second half.
It certainly appears that way, doesn't it? Almost turning into one of those pendulum games, right? Where it swings back and forth, and who's going to make the play that changes that maybe it puts it on one side and keeps it there.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Rodgers going to throw. That is caught. It's the tight end, Tunyon. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. That goes for a gain of 31. Just like that, out of danger and up past the 40 now for 1st and 10. Off the play fake to Jones. Here's Rodgers. He sets to fire deep. And this is going to fall to the ground incomplete. That very nearly their 4th pick of the game. Instead, 2nd down. 2nd and 10, 3rd quarter of the season opener. Rodgers now to throw. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
Rodgers again now. He's going to launch this deep for Watson. And unable to connect. Incomplete. But give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. On now is the Packers punter. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. It's a 41-yard punt, but just a net of 31 following the run back. And it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. That last drive, it was a good mix. Run, pass. Defense on their toes.
And what really helps out in a big way is when you're doing the run-pass mix and everything's working, that means that they're guessing wrong every time on defense. They think you're going to pass when you run and vice versa. I would continue that, and when they finally draw a bead on you, maybe you mix it up a little bit, a little play action and throw the ball.
And will they maintain that balance? Time to find out. 2nd down, they go right back to Cook. And he's got Rome. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. That one 28 yards on the ground. We are through three quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Some good games around the league here early in Week 1, and this one's shaping up to be as good as any of them as we come up on a 1st and 10. Now a man open down the middle of the field. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. That's back-to-back plays of over 20 yards.
First and 10 at the 21-yard line.
Another tote for the workhorse this afternoon. It's Cook. And this will be a gain of 6 when it's all said and done. Down to the 15 from the 21. With that last effort, he topples the 5,000-yard mark for his career.
And that doesn't place you among the absolute greats that have ever played the game, but it's a significant achievement and a very, very solid career.
And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. And he got half of what he needed there, 2 yards, and it'll bring up a 3rd and 2 more.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Cousins on 3rd and 2. Got an open man finding Jefferson. Touchdown, Vikings. Justin Jefferson. Already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Vikings will add to their 4th quarter lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings move it away. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
First and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And the script really is flipped for them. The momentum on the other sideline, and now they have to try and battle back from a 2-score deficit. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. He's going to air one out. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
When you're leading in the final quarter, your radar has to be up for any potential deep shots. And probably not the last one they're going to see in this game, not as long as they hold this lead.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones. And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
This offense so far on 3rd down, they've been good. 3 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. Now it's Rodgers. Cleaned it out left to Dobbs. And he is going to have a Packers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. On play action, Rodgers. And he'll let this go deep for Lazard. And that is incomplete.
Give him big credit for his coverage right there because when he saw the route break deep, he stayed in position to prevent a completion while avoiding any risk of a flag.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. They go back to the ground with Jones. And they'll get this just to the 47. 1-yard gain. Now play number 7 of this drive, and it's a tough 3rd and 9. Here's Rodgers. Got a man, it's Tunyon. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 35. Here's Rodgers to throw. He's got the hook up with Dobbs. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. And it's a Packers touchdown. Robert Tonyan, already his second touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Packers have made it a one-score game again here in the fourth. And Johnson's extra point up and good. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. And the Vikings able to recover. The hands team does its job. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Cousins. That one into the hands of Thielen, complete. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
3rd and short yardage, Cousins. He's got his man, T.J. Hockenson. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. It was 3rd and short, and they go flying past the marker for a gain of nearly 30 yards. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off. 1st down, here's Cousins. And this is caught. And that could seal it. It's a touchdown. What a huge touchdown that was, obviously, here in the late stages of the fourth quarter as they try to put this one away.
And, Brandon, when they watch the film back...
And, it's blocked. Oh, the Packers have it. But he will not be able to bring this one back in the extra point attempt. Unsuccessful.
I remember when they changed the rule. And there's a lot of consternation, especially coming from the kickers. Okay, how's this going to affect things, having to kick a longer one now? Much more of a field goal attempt. And the defensive guys saw it as an opportunity to get more block.
That's exactly right. There's more effort now. Before, when it was snapped down near the goal line, you would basically see guys just stand there.
Yeah, not anymore. Now, those guys are going after it because not only can they knock it away and change a little bit of momentum,
and get 2 points.
They can pick it up and take it back for 2 points.
Now a desperation throw deep downfield. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
They're down 2 scores, and they need a quick one to try and get back into this one. That was one way to try and get it done. Unsuccessful in the attempt, but they have no choice but to keep trying.
To throw is Rodgers. He's going to let it fly. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Back-to-back incompletions, but we know this is definitely 4-down territory. Time not on their side. I don't think they want to try and get the 1st down in 2 installments. I think they got to go and get it right here, right now.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Back to throw, Rodgers. Able to find Jones. And some space here. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Now Rodgers. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line.
Well, that drive wasn't a kick.
And now, as with every potential turnover. They're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. The fumble on first down. Now here's second down. Rodgers to throw. That one caught downfield by Watson. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. So from the 36 now, first and 10. Working from the gun, Rodgers. And he'll let this go deep for Lazard. And this ball incomplete. Looked very much to be a catchable ball. He could not hang on. Second down coming up. Now Rodgers. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Now another timeout called for by the offense as the clock will stop with 33 seconds remaining. Rodgers now, after the sack, he'll lead the pack up on third and long. Throwing now is Rodgers. And that is incomplete. Well, the pressure there on third down, forcing the errant pass. Fourth down coming up.
That means it's just one last chance left, and this has to be a first down or a touchdown, or this game's over.
Now Rodgers, gotta have this one. This is caught. It's Christian Watson. And he takes this one into the end zone, and all of a sudden, here in the final minute, things get a little bit tighter. Johnson for the extra point try. And the lead is down to 2. So still a chance with just over 20 seconds to go, but they need to get this one back, no doubt. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. And that's why you have your hands team out there on the field. Those are the best guys ready to make that play.
And let's face it, it was executed well. It wasn't a bad kick. It wasn't anything like that. Just that the normal outcome actually came to play. Analytics will tell you it's a very low possibility of getting the ball for the team kicking it in an onside kick situation.
You're all about the numbers, aren't you?
All about the numbers, baby. It's a new game now.
They don't lie. Not just the opener of a brand new season, but this was a division game here in week 1, and to come through with a 1-0 start against a division opponent gives you a little something extra heading forward for the rest of the season.
Yeah, it's probably only one game, right? Winning this season, and you were moving in the division, you knew the motivation was going to be there on both sidelines. One just executed better and earned the win.
So for Minnesota, a win's a win as they eke out the 2-point victory to take the season opener. And they will hit the road next week for a date